I attended Brigham Young University, and I chose that college because my brothers had gone there, and I just always had an affinity to go there because they had a really great accounting program. So I started out majoring in computer science, and that was because I didn't know what I wanted to do, and so my dad had majored in computer science, so he said that's what I needed to major in. So I started out in computer science, and that didn't really suit me, so I switched to accounting, and that one was particularly difficult, and so I added a business minor to that. So my freshman year I lived in the dorms, like most freshmen do. My second year I got an apartment with some friends, with my freshman roommates. We got an apartment, and that's where I lived until I left college, until I left college, yeah. My favorite thing about college was meeting a lot of new people and being able to live on my own. I enjoy having that responsibility and the freedom to do the things that I would like to do. The hardest thing about college was living on my own, paying my own bills. I had to work my way through college. Freshman year was particularly difficult in that I went and I set my class schedule up, and so I had early morning classes because I'm an early morning person, and then I went and I got a job where I worked from 10 p.m. till 2 a.m. and my roommate in the dorm did not really sleep much at night. She liked to go and do fun things at night, and so I would get home from work at 2 and we would go and do fun things, and then I would sleep through my 8 o'clock class. So that was difficult because I had to have a job in order to go to college, but then I had difficulty managing my time. So keep that in mind, time management. Advice, I would say to be serious about it, to understand that the classes, the professors have the material there, and they are there and they will help you, but you can't just wait till the last minute. So go to class and take notes and read the information and do the labs and do everything that you can to do your part, because then you can be successful. I would say yes, I think BYU is a great college depending on what major you're interested in. BYU has some of the colleges at BYU have very high ratings across the U.S. Their business college and their accounting programs being one of those, as well as their law program. The education program at BYU is also top-notch. Some of their other programs aren't as highly rated, but depends on what you would like to do. BYU is a really great school.
I attended college at Arkansas State Mountain Home for the first 2 years, and then I transferred to Arkansas State, but I was able to stay here and do it through a satellite program where they send teachers to ASU Mountain Home. The reason why I picked that school was because the financial decision to stay home was a lot better for me. I wanted to go to UCA, I wanted to go to Arkansas Tech, but I also wanted to graduate college without any debt, and that was the biggest factor for where I went to school and why I went to school. I majored in mid-level education for social studies and science. Originally I was going to do secondary at UCA, but the program that I went through at Arkansas State, they only had a mid-level. So I went down to where I could teach 4th through 8th grade, and I could test up to high school if I wanted to. And I picked that degree because throughout high school and my early parts of life, I wanted to be a veterinarian. I went to an internship my senior year of high school and decided that that was not where I wanted to be, and chose to do another internship at Mountain Home, where I got to sit under a coach for a while. And was able to really see if this is what I wanted to do, and I fell in love with it. I lived with my parents, and I didn't have to pay for a hotel or an apartment. I didn't have to pay for a dorm. I didn't have to pay for any of like the food that you have to pay if you go out of your house, if you go to like Arkansas Tech or UCA or anything like that. I did, I had a job and worked and was able to help provide for some food and stuff that I was eating, but my parents helped me out and let me stay at home with them for another 4 years before I got my first job. My favorite thing about college was just the relaxed environment. It was kind of hard for me coming from high school to college because I was a two-sport athlete. I played baseball and basketball, so all I knew was go to school. After school was out, practice, and then once I transitioned out of that, it was kind of hard for me to find my place. So early into my freshman year, I had the opportunity to go to Mountain Home and sit under Coach Leonard with the girls basketball program, and that's where I got to be all 4 years. So it was a big blessing for me to be able to do that. My advice to students would be, make up your mind. Don't waste time. If you have a struggle with trying to figure out what you want to do, spend those first 2 years just getting an associate's and getting your basics out of the way. That way, after the basics are over, you can get into whatever field you want to. More likely, your first 2 years are always going to be the same, and it's going to be just basics like reading, writing, science, math, stuff like that. You may have a couple classes that are more towards your degree, but for the most part, my advice would be try to make your decision based off of how do you want to live after college. If you want to have financial freedom, then make a good financial decision. The hardest thing about college was realizing that sports were not going to be the same. I did intramurals a little bit because my sophomore, junior year is when they started that at Arkansas State, at Mountain Home. They added that back into what they were trying to do for the students, and now it's completely different because they have a softball team, a baseball team. They're having opportunities for students to get involved in growing the college. So yes, I would absolutely recommend Arkansas State Mountain Home. I think we have one of the best community colleges in the state, if not the region. While I was in school, I took a couple classes through other colleges like North Ark and ASU Mid-South and Arkansas State, and you get a real family feel environment at Arkansas State Mountain Home, and there's people who care about you there. There's people who are always going to be in your corner, and they're always going to want to help you out. And you get to go to school with some people that are from around here. You get to go to school with some people who you may have went to school with here, or you may go. You get to meet new people too that from a different school that you didn't realize how close and connected you could have been. So definitely recommend.